it's all coming together now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the actual brightness level as well. Make that a wee bit brighter so you guys can see the Bouzouki. Okay, so this is the Capo 1-4, by the way. So if you won't be able to see the rest of the instrument, it's going to be out of shot. But this is where the beginning really is now for this tune. Okay. And I'm just going to adjust the bottom camera as well so you can actually see me a wee bit better. Let's go this way. And down. And still more this way. There we go. So, F sharp minor. That's basically our F sharp minor chord. So you're holding the capo down on 4th fret. That's what we're going to do here. 4. Yes, a little wee bit. Out of tune. But I need to be in tune with the whistle. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that for now. And that's where the other F sharp is. So it looks like the 11th fret, but it's really only 7 up from the capo. This chord here. It's not the D6 that's accompaniment on the Michael McGoldrick's backing tracks for his tune, but I think the D6 does sound nicer, which would be that. And then goes into E afterwards, which sounds really nice. So it's da 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 ba 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 ba. Kind of hard to play the piano at the same time. There we go. So I can't really sing and play piano very well at the same time, so easier with the Bouzouki. That's going to be our D6. If I take that off, it's D major 7. That might be nice. And into your so-called E major, which is, I don't know what the heck this is coming out as. F sharp 7 sus4 over E. What? No, it's not. Yeah, E sus2 is a better way of thinking about a partial match. Well, then let's add this in. Yeah, that makes more sense. But this is where modal harmony begins to sort of knock down these apps a wee bit, I think, is that nobody would ever think of this as an F sharp 7 sus4 over E. Like, it's not F sharp anything. Like, it's only F sharp's just the like the inverted pedal the whole way through this tune. Da, it's always there. Da. It's not really part of the chord, so if I just take that out, C sharp, not really. That's just there is a non-harmony note again. It's close to the E5. It knows the app knows that there's something going on here that's something to do with E. So we're almost there. If you want to make it a pure E5 chord, you can of course add in the, that there, or even add in the da-dee. I tend to avoid 4-note chords in the Bouzouki, guys, because it sounds quite damp. When you play it like a guitar. It doesn't have the same resonance as a guitar, though. A guitar is a bigger instrument, bigger body instrument. It's got a larger acoustics that it can deal with, holding down 4 notes at the same time and having 2 other strings vibrating openly on top of that. Whereas when you do that with the Bouzouki, it just, I think it kills the sound. I think even though that's technically more correct looking, as you can see, that's an E5 chord, and I know all the Bouzouki chord books have that as a potential chord that you could play. I just don't think it sounds good. Personally, I don't think it sounds good. So just let those top strings ring out. Even if it clashes, so what? The C sharp is clashing with the B next to it. The F sharp's clashing with the E next to it. So what? Just consider them like drones in the background. Like, you know, Ellen Pipers would have a drone going the whole way through. Clash. Doesn't sound that bad to me. So yeah, I'm not able to do the D6, which, what would that be even? How am I going to get a B? Could we do it up here? Let me see. No, I'm never going to stretch that. That. Add that in. It's kind of a D, F sharp. There's no A, there's the sixth, and then the F sharp at the top. So don't really need that held down. Let's keep that there. Can't really get the A. It's way up there. There's no way I can physically play that. You know, having the D and the A and the B. That is our, what we're looking for is a D6. So I'd have to invert it, which means taking away this D bass note. You know, it'd have to be like maybe F sharp there, maybe D there, and then where am I going to get my B from now? There. Yikes. So that's going to be something like. Nah, not really. It is D6 chord. This doesn't sound, especially out of tune, it doesn't sound. So it's possible to do a version of it, but you know, I think the normal D with the F sharp drone sounds nicer. So, unfortunately, if we go back to the desktop, all these D6s, I'm just going to have to leave as D. Okay, so there's no way around that for me. So, it is a D6. I'm going to leave it in written here as D6, but up here, I'm going to be putting in the tab as just D. This what you see here. Okay, so on the left is what we're going to be using. Back to Bouzouki Cam. Okay. Let's have a wee go at playing through with the whistle. See if we can get some sort of groove going. Okay. Let's see if we can do some of the polyphonic stuff.